Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Real Estate Real. I'm excited to have you guys today. Today we have another topic. It's creating a schedule as a new realtor. And if you've recently thought about becoming a realtor, or you already a realtor yourself, but you're just new realtor and you want to get the idea of what experience is like and what it's like to run your own operation in your own business, you've come to the right place. So, just for your knowledge, as a new agent here in California, you have to work under a brokerage for 2 years before you could actually get your brokerage license. So you are considered to be an independent contractor, but you do technically still have a boss. So that's just something I want to let you know. After 2 years, you can get your brokerage license and pretty much run your own business completely. And yeah, that's a good thing to keep in mind if you're a newer realtor as well, to technically get your brokerage license and open maybe your own brokerage or your own business one day. But today, this is still your business, and you still have to learn how to schedule your business. So let's talk about that. Real estate is a numbers game, so strategize your business accordingly. So where you can make contacting people a little bit of fun for yourself. As a general rule of thumb, each day, day in and day out, you should be pretty much contacting at least 20 contacts a day. That depends on how you want to make the contacts yourself. It could be email, text, voice. That's all up to you. But pretty much, I would recommend that you do voice contacts because in real estate business, in any business, you're gonna get um, objections when you're talking on the phone or during any conversation, and it's easier to deal with those objections if you're having verbal conversation and open dialect with somebody. It's a little harder through text message or email. Generally those, you get one or two responses and then it just dies out or something like that. So my recommendation would be to make those voice calls, and that depends also as who you want to make the voice calls to. It could be to your sphere of influence. Generally, if you don't have a big sphere of influence, I would recommend that you do plan on cold calling people, plan on door knocking and doing stuff like that. But that is one thing that you should be setting a time frame out in your schedule daily, is that you should be setting a time frame where you're contacting individuals. At least make it 20 individuals. Sometimes if you are cold calling people, this can take longer than others. I know generally if you're trying to make 20 contacts in a day, it can take sometimes up to 100 contacts before you 100 contacts to make those 20 contacts where you're actually having that open dialect and conversing back and forth with somebody. And like I said, you want to get through the objections as fast as possible. Get over the objections if you can. Don't harp on those too long. But if that person's not ready to sell their house, then I would kind of move on, because in this business, like I said, it's a contact sport. Maybe they're looking for a year down the line, so you're always going to want to follow up with that person. But generally, we're looking for people who are going to buy or sell within the next 6 months. Those are the people that you're going to want to stay right in front of and at the forefront of their mind. So, making contacts, like I said, is something that you should be doing to set a schedule throughout your day. Set a portion of your day to set that time out and make contacts each day. The next thing I would say is setting appointments. Setting appointments doesn't get talked about enough in businesses in general. For each appointment that you make in real estate, pretty much if you make 12 appointments, you should get at least 2 business transactions out of those appointments. So that's why it's very important to try to make it a goal to pretty much do as many appointments as a day, obviously, as you want. Another great thing, I'm not giving you tax advice or anything like that, but if you set appointments and you take a client out to dinner or anything like that, you get to converse about that appointment, as well as that's a write-off in taxes too. That's just something to keep in mind if you are making appointments and taking clients out. So you want to make the appointment. It's going to be, in real estate, it's going to be a buyer or seller's consultation, and what you're going to do during that time is obviously go over with the buyer or seller, whoever you're working with. Go over with that person to give them a general idea of what the transaction is pretty much going to be like, as well as doing this, it builds trust and rapport between you and that client. So that person's probably going to trust you more, definitely, if you have an appointment and sit down with them. They're going to know you're about your business and you're really about trying to help them out with whatever their situation that may be, whether it be buying, selling, or refinancing. So one of the big things I would like to say is just make a goal to try to set as many appointments as you can throughout the week, because those are the things that are going to turn into conversions for home sales for you and put money in your pocket. So another thing I want to say is, there's off things that you can do once in a while. One thing I'm mentioning, for example, is mailers. I'm sure you've seen those mailers that you get in the mail where it says just sold, or we're selling properties around your neighborhood, or it just tells you in general how long that person's worked with a certain company. Those are mailers, and a lot of real estate agents choose to do those. But you can fill your schedule with those. But I would say just fill your schedule with the most important things first. One thing about mailers is, as you probably know, if you've gotten mail before, if it seems like you haven't made a connection with that person, it's just pretty much, no disrespect for other real estate agents out there, but it's kind of a piece of junk. Um, most homeowners or people who get the mailers are probably going to throw those away immediately. But of course, you can hope that um, that person takes your mailer, looks at it, reviews it, and obviously gives you a call after that. But you can set a time in your schedule to make mailers or do mailers or anything like that. Through Keller Williams, we have a nice program which allows us to pretty much send mailers out the way we want to. If we have a mailer that, we like the default mailer or something like that, like I said, are you ready to sell your home or something of that nature. So that is something you can fill your schedule with. Like I mentioned before, if you don't have a big sphere of influence, not every realtor does go out and door knock, but door knocking might be a good thing to fill your schedule with. At least if you're doing that an hour a day or 2 hours a day, and you're going around and you're being consistent with this stuff, like the calls, the door knocking, your business is really going to grow from that. You want to market yourself as much as possible because, like I said, it is a contact sport. So I'm just trying to give you I'm just trying to give you the best opportunity to grow and be the best you can in your business. So these are the things I'm giving you today. Another thing that I want to talk about is something you might not have heard before. It's called Popeyes, and that's something where you can pretty much, make a connection with a client that you've maybe worked with in the past, or a client that you're planning on working with in the future. Maybe it's just a good friend that you've known for a while, and that's the person that's closest in your sphere. But what a Popeye is it's basically like some sort of item or gift just to let that client know that you've pretty much been thinking about them, and it's like a thoughtful process pretty much. So, for example, if I know some agents in my office do like extra gum, so they hand out gum to their clients, not saying their breath stink or anything, but they put a cute little note on there saying, I'm always willing to go the extra mile for my clients. And that lets them know that you're obviously thinking about them, and it also lets them know that you're always going to be there for them whenever they need the help or anything like that. It's definitely a good thing to do, but sometimes, depending on the product, of course, it can get expensive. I know myself, I passed out, Starbucks cards or other things like that, $10 Starbucks cards. So someone can go get a drink, and obviously while they're getting that drink, they remember me and things like that, as well as it makes a connection. A lot of people like coffee and things of that nature. So I would say just make it something that's your own, but Popeyes is a good idea. Maybe you haven't heard of that before. So that's just something to put out there. So another thing that you can fill your schedule with is social media posts, obviously. Social media, what that is designed to do is it's designed to stay top of mind for clients. There is situations though when you can get leads from social media. TikTok, I know you've heard of it so far. It's a huge thing in the United States right now, as well as global, but it's allowing, real estate agents like myself and others to get leads from TikTok or grow a following and then get leads from that. And it's just growing faster than most social media markets right now because it's not a brand new product anymore, but it's pretty new. So, and it's gaining a lot of followers fast. So I know I did watch a YouTube video on another realtor, and he said that he had 22 leads from TikTok in a year, which is pretty good for just TikTok itself. As well as I would say that Instagram and Facebook, those are more sphere-based social media. So if you're going to run your business from Instagram or Facebook, you're probably going to get more people that you already know, and you're going to keep, you're going to be in front of people and stay at the top of those clients' minds who are in your sphere. But if you want to go out and try to get new business and new people that might be easier, or not just in general easier, might be nice for you to have more clients in your back pocket. Maybe TikTok or something like that might be a good source for lead generation. Don't knock it. A lot of people say like, oh, they're probably not the clients that I'm looking for and things like that. But you're looking for clients. I know you are probably, so go out there and get after it, and definitely stay consistent with the posts if you're gonna do those. Whatever social media your platform you're trying to post on, I would say at least try to do it around two or three times a day, and stay consistent with that. And then last but not least, a lot of realtors who have just started in the business, they think that they might get weekends off, and you're probably not going to get weekends off as a newer realtor if you're trying to do as much as you can to stay consistent and stay successful in this business. And the one thing that you should be planning on doing in your weekends is open houses. So open houses are a great way to get leads for newer realtors. Most new realtors forget, um, that open houses can be a great lead generation source, or some people just are willing to do them. I really have no clue why, but agents in my office are doing them all the time, and I know somebody who got 6 sales last year from open houses in general, and just doing open houses, and you can get more yourself. It all depends how well and how fluid these open houses are working, and try to go the extra mile during your open house so that you can make a connection with these clients, because what you're really trying to do as any business person is build trust in that relationship, so that that person does want to work with you in the future, obviously. So those are things that I would say to try to fill your schedule with. There's a ton of things that you could do as a real estate agent, but I would say at least try to make it fun and comfortable for yourself, so it doesn't feel daunting each day to try to do all these tasks. I know myself personally, I like to make cold calls, and not a lot of people like making cold calls. To me, it's not super. I don't have a huge amount of anxiety about it or anything like that. I'm just looking for people who have been trying to sell their house in the last 6 months. So you could call neighborhoods that you're familiar with and things like that, or you could call, sphere of influence, but that's not cold calling. That'd be, warm calls and things like that. But all I'm saying is just get out there, make a feel for it, have fun with it, and run your business how you want it to be ran. And just put in the work and stay consistent. You'll definitely get to where you want. And that's all I have for you today. I hope it was informative for you if you're trying to look for ways to fill your schedule each day as a realtor. If you have anything else in mind, or you just need general questions about anything, post a comment below. Of course, like and subscribe. It helps the algorithm, as all the other YouTubers would say. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. And thanks for tuning in, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.